welcome back to another episode of Triathlon Race Day, the IRONMAN Pro Series pre-race show. I'm Connor Bollinger. Today we're going to Frankfurt, Germany. It's the men's race only this time for the 9th stop of the 2026 IRONMAN Pro Series. After this race, we'll be halfway through the season. Before we get into it, if you're enjoying the show, make sure to like, subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to support the show. Now let's bring in today's panel. Joining us is Olympian Ben Canute, Ironman 70.3 champion Justin Metzler, and our resident guru, Blake Pfeiffer. Gentlemen, 9 of 17, the European Championships is here. Let's get into the standings of the Pro Series. First, guys, snap it around for Ben. He's in the top 5 of the rankings.
Let's go, Ben.
Nice. Really hanging on in there. But this
My
is
boy, Blue.
I'm just going to jump right in because this is where the Pro Series starts to get a little bit interesting. We're a few Ironman in. A lot of guys are going to get their second Ironman score in Frankfurt here. And then, of course, we'll follow up with Lake Placid and Kalmar. But when guys have both of their Ironman scores, then you can start crunching numbers. Because right now we got a few sneaky guys who only have one, who have some really good scores coming up, who are doing this race. So we'll see how the standings kind of shuffle up as we get going.
What's at stake for Frankfurt, gentlemen? We got 6 World Championship slots, 87.5 prize purse, 5K Pro Series points, pays 10 deep. Once again, a gold tier race. Let's kick it to the course here. Ben, you raced this race a couple years ago, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I raced part of it, participated in the rest, so I'll try and run through a little bit. We have a fun swim course. It is a 2-lap. You got an Aussie exit, very calm waters, probably non-wetsuit for the pros. When I did it last year, we had a little bit of warmth and we were swim skin and ended up splitting up the field a little bit. It's even warmer right now, which I think the talk of the entire race versus the course is really going to be the weather, because we're seeing triple-digit Fahrenheit predictions for the week leading into the race. So we'll see what actually happens on race day, but that I think will be a big decider in how the race goes, because Germany is humid, even if the humidity doesn't always read super high. Like, this feels worse than Kona. It's in a city. You got reflections off of buildings. The concrete's going to be kicking up heat. I want to say that this is just going to have repercussions, not just on the race, but we all know heat can be a dangerous thing when you push too hard, and you don't want to bury yourself this in the middle of the year when you have the world champs coming up later on. Moving on to the bike course. You would think it'd be flat in Germany. It is not. It's actually a fun 2-loop bike course. First loop, pretty clear roads overall, not super technical. You have a couple cobbled sections, which make things interesting. We'll see if people lose their nutrition, which could affect things later in the marathon. And also a couple, like at least one solid climb that I remember going up. It's got a little bit of elevation changes. Actually a pretty exciting loop overall, and you do that twice, with, of course, the second loop being a bit more crowded with the age groupers. The European roads, some sections of them a little bit narrow, especially through those cobbled sections, and there's a small cobbled climb on there as well. And then the run course, I believe, is 4 loops. It's around their river that's there, and some shade, also some areas that are exposed as well. Some of it, I believe, is like it's like a park path. Some of it's on paved. So really good spectator course, but also it's just 4 loops and flat. Nothing there that's of note.
It's one of those, I remember last year, the viral videos of Blumenfeld running on that. It's like a gravel path, right? And just the crowds of people, like thousands of people.
Yeah, and it's kind of, Germany shows up for their races, so it should be great spectator-wise. And they have definitely some sections, especially around transition. It gets very spectator-heavy. And then on a couple of the out and backs on the course, too. So you'll have your quiet moments out there, but yeah, very well spectated.
All right. This is a Power Rankings episode. So before we get into it, let's kick it to our sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by Grindstone Collection Strategies, because podiums are cool, but direct deposits are better. If your prize money goes MIA or a race organizer is ghosting you, Grindstone is here to chase it down. They specialize in getting businesses paid, and if you're a pro triathlete, they'll do it for free. 0 fees, 0 nonsense, just results. Go to grindstonecollections.com, fill out the contact form, and don't forget to tell them that your friends at On Your Left sent you, because nothing says I'm serious about my money like sending in Grindstone.
All right, guys, we got 24 men here to rank 5 tiers, a bunch of people who did Texas and broke national records. So let's kick it off. who do we think deserves to be tier 1 who's fighting for the win for this race?
I'll start off here. I think we got to give Magnus Ditlev a nod into tier 1.
Has not raced in a while.
What?
Has not raced in a while. All right. We're talking about a dog who can come in fresh. Hopefully he's past his shingles situation. Magnus is my pick for the win. I don't know why you guys are scoffing at that.
Wow.
I don't. I'll bite. I think I'm not against this, Justin. I think that Magnus, he's been on the World Championship podium. He does well in the heat, and this is a race that he's done well at. Like even last year, despite the controversy with the DQs and stuff, I think it remains to be seen. Like all he's done is training. He's just had some bad luck pertaining illnesses and stuff. So if he's actually in form for these past Ironman races, there's no reason why he can't come out and absolutely smash it. And I think we got to have some respect on this name, man. Like Magnus is always
Completely
a guy
agree.
who is coming out, who's fighting for a win. And, as much as we might not want to say like weather all the time plays a role, I do think this time it will. And Magnus, like look at his Kona 2024 performance. Even the dude was leading the race for a little while. He was there, and then he seemingly was out of the race, but then runs himself back up. The dude is smart, knows how to be at the front of Ironman races. Blake, you got to say what's on your mind.
It's just one data point, but yeah, I mean, he was 8th year last year, and he
The dude
dropped
has
out of
won Roth.
Worlds.
The dude has won Roth like
Is this
3
Roth?
times in a row, and Roth is also it's down the road from Roth, basically. Like it's in Germany. It's basically a home race for him in some aspects, and he is Roth. Honestly, like the courses in some ways feel similar to me, and I think the weather.
You just described like almost polar opposite courses, I feel like, but yeah.
Have you bet? I've raced both races. I feel like the feel of them, they are different. But it's similar. Like Roth is not a flat bike course.
Yeah.
It also has a couple big hills. It's a 2-loop bike course. We don't need to do a comparison of Roth and Frankfurt. I'm just saying Magnus has the pedigree to be able to do something pretty special here. And I think he's
also like a
obviously,
hungry dog. He hungry.
Now, the
Yeah,
only-
but
I
he's
will
got
say
it.
the
He's
world
gotten
champ
kicked
slot, too,
down
doesn't he?
all summer. He's been getting kicked down.
But he's
The
not
one
used
thing-
to he's not used to game speed. That's the thing. That
This dude doesn't need to be used to game
He's
speed.
not
He
taking,
sets
he
the
hasn't
game
taken
speed.
a cut all year.
Dude, the
Listen.
one thing though that is going to work against him is his main goal is going to be qualifying for Kona. So that's the one thing is he's not going to potentially take the risk that's necessary in the race to go get the win because he wants
Seems
to
like you shouldn't be tier
solidify.
1 then.
So, well, that's what I'm playing devil's advocate against myself. I'm saying there is one caveat there. I think we need to see who else we're going to put up in tier 1 before we just automatically kick him out. But
I will say this. I'm
vote
looking
2.
forward to a hot Magnus, head lean forward, and just big daddy
Magnus
legs
is-
moving. I'm looking forward to it.
he is
But it's you're
he's the
stepping up to the
nicest
plate and you
guy,
haven't seen a
but I gotta
fastball in
think-
6 months.
He's
And
the
you're gonna
nicest
be-
guy, but I don't
Yeah, but
blame
he's
the
had
referees
plenty of
for
reps in
taking.
training.
He's the nicest.
Not the
guy.
same.
I don't blame the referees last year for taking the DQ back because
The
he
refs
was
love to get involved.
terrifying in the
Yeah.
race when he is yelling, "You can't disqualify me! You can't do that!" That he's terrifying on the race course. Let me tell you.
He is a gentle
All right.
giant though in real
Let's
life.
see who else
Yeah.
is going to go into this tier 1. Who, in my opinion, there's only 2 other guys who
Yeah.
deserve to be in this tier 1 with Magnus. Obvious staters here, Casper and Gustav. I think that's
Okay.
a solid tier 1.
Yeah.
I think we can have some combos on tiers below this, but those are the only 3 guys, in my opinion, who
I'm gonna throw
I
in
are
one more
really up
guy.
there.
Before we move on from
No,
Casper and
honestly,
Gustav, whoa,
you gotta-
if
This
you-
is this
there's-
is where it's going to get crazy because it's
There's
either
Answer
going to
the
be
Jonas
60.
Hoffman chat. Who's going to have a Jonas Hoffman freaking
No, I think
Blake?
there's 2 guys based on their Texas performances, I would say, who
Yep.
have a really good claim to tier 1. The first one is Vincent Louis.
Yeah,
He raced
yeah.
very similarly to Casper Storms.
and he's
He was
only done Texas.
very patient
this
the
year.
entire day and closed that run and had a very smoking fast run time on that in
2:34.
comparison. Like 4th place there, that's nothing
I
to
was
scoff
I,
at.
like
I was at the
2:41.
finish line and he just walked in like not breathing heavy and immediately started answering questions and talking to people. Like he was fresh.
He got his
after
Kona
that.
slot. He wants to win an
Yeah.
Ironman now, and a fit Vincent Louis is something that we haven't seen that necessarily 2019 world.
You think he's got those
champion,
beady little French
former
eyes set on
2020
on Pro Series?
I mean, this is the race.
Why,
to do
why
that.
wouldn't he?
Like,
I mean, he wouldn't
Well,
be
yeah.
doing this if he wasn't going for Pro Series.
Okay.
yeah,
100%.
this is experience.
He's trying to
We're
get a
gonna
Ferrari.
real
He's
quick.
trying to upgrade the Lambo, you know?
Yeah. So I
just
think,
wondering.
I think Vincent is a fair shot. And then we got to decide with Jonas Schomburg. The dude has raced at the front of world championship races and been in the mix there. His one mistake in Texas was going out too hard and trying to hang with Yele, and Yele did not finish the race. And, then some guys finished stronger than he did. So this one, I think if I was doing like a respect thing, I think he's earned tier 1 in a lot of ways because he races from the front. The one thing, again, is just it's hot and an aggressive racing. It either pays off and you win the race in the heat, or you suffer terribly in the heat.
Isn't this kind of like a little bit of a revenge race for Jonas?
Yeah,
Didn't he have a
he broke his
technical mechanical?
mono
You want to know what he
post.
said this was one of his first Ironman races last year that he was doing, and I tried to hang with him, and I'm looking down at my power meter pushing 400 watts at one point, going like, why is he not coming back? And after the race, I talked to him because he goes and pivots to get in full distance at Roth, but he's like, I wasn't even looking at power. I was just looking at my speedometer and just wanted to see over 50k an hour for as long as possible.
Dude, that's an age group
the
move.
best.
That's
He's the
an
best.
age-
That is not an age group move.
That's like
That is not an
throwing
age
caution
group
to the
move.
wind.
Prioritizing miles per hour over watts is an age group move.
No, that is an age group move. I get that all the time from new guys who are like, I want to average 22.5.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
100%. All right, so I think we can close this off unless somebody has a...
Yeah, I just have 2 stats on Casper and Gustav. If Casper finishes within 10 minutes of the win, I think mathematically he's ahead of Blumenfeld in the Pro Series rankings.
With the same
That
amount
was
of races then too?
No, it accounts for that Blumenfeld's done a bunch of halves already, and Casper, it takes one of those halves out of Blumenfeld. It's kind
get
of
what you're
based off
saying.
of like having a perfect score. It was
Okay.
just my quick math.
All right, the race within the race, Blake. Thanks.
Yeah.
What was your other stat? You had 2, actually.
It was just about Gustav, but
Oh.
he's kind of a little far back. If he wins and Casper was 10 minutes or more back, then he would be like right with Blumenfeld too. So if Gustav's up there, then he's up there.
Roger. All right, tier 2. Who do we see here? I'm going to throw out a name. Brockle.
That's crazy for tier 2.
Oh, for 2
That's wild for tier 2. And I was coming in with Brock as a guy who I could see having a very similar performance to Ironman Texas. I don't see him coming in the top on the podium at this race. And I think our tier 2 has to be guys who, if 3 of the tier 1 guys falter, who's getting on this podium for a 3rd spot? I'm pretty confident that 1st and 2nd place are coming from this tier 1. Who's going to be coming through for that 3rd position? I do not see that being Brock. I see him being a firm top 8 guy. Thoughts?
This second tier is
You
that's
don't
what
have
I mean
any evidence.
here.
Who is this guy?
He's
I know.
6th in Texas.
Short
Yeah,
course
one race.
6th in Texas.
One race. I don't care about his short course results.
He's part of the hybrid coaching group, so there's the X factor there. It's just there's a lot of
He's doing
mojo
bench?
going on.
Are you saying he's doing bench?
That's what I mean. There's a lot of good mojo going on. He's on the
What
up
a
and
jump
up.
to go from 9th in IMAZ last November to
That's-
6th in Texas.
That's what I mean.
just-
It's like,
What's next? 3rd in Frankfurt? Like by that
Oh,
trajectory.
No way. No shot.
but this is
No
a guy
shot.
that is one of those that could easily make us look stupid. So then, who would be the
Yeah.
second one? Hirsch, the guy who won Brazil.
I think Kieran Linders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
Linders-
so too.
Linders
In the
races
heat,
well
very
in
strong.
Frankfurt. Yeah, he's done well in Kona. This race, he was running toe to toe with Blumenfeld back in 24 when it was raining, and Blumenfeld was losing his stomach during the run in and out of the Porta John as well. Kieran, I think, is always he's sneaky. He doesn't get enough respect for some of his results because he's always there.
Yeah.
And he's like, there's so many other like personalities in GB. He just gets overlooked. I feel like. So is William Hirsch or Wilhelm Hirsch kind of in that category as well? There, that's where this tier 2 I feel like is such a drop off into the tier 1 in that sense.
He won Brazil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
was
that's
on
a
form.
and that's a hot.
And he beat
race
Yuri
as well.
Kulin on a good day.
Yeah, Yuri.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
think
bit
that's
cooler
fair.
this year because it was a later date in Brazil, but yeah, I mean, he's on form. He's in shape, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You win an Ironman. Like that's kind of no joke.
What
I
about
think-
Benito Lopez here, who's going to run well in the heat? I mean, I know he blew up a bit
Ooh.
at Ironman Texas, but I mean,
That's a good
that's
one.
a guy who could, if everyone's faltering,
you
he
got
could
the
pop
right
through for a
pictures,
top
man.
5, top 3.
He came off the bike in a
his Kona
solid group
slot, right?
too.
He needs his Kona slot too, correct? Yeah. I
Blake.
think he's one of those guys who will swim at the front and just probably his smartest move is probably just chill on the bike. And he's a pretty strong cyclist as well, but just try and follow and then let his run talk. Probably go out a bit more conservative as well. Because he was one of those other guys. Did he go out with Martin in Texas?
Yeah, he came out in
he went out hard on that run
with Vincent Martin. And
but then look at what happened. He didn't finish the the entire race.
Well, I mean, that's the same thing as that's what I want to know. If we're going back to Brock as well, my biggest question for him is just how patient can he be still? Like, that's how he did so well in Arizona, and then he does 6th in Texas. He just raced his own race and was there and didn't get caught up in anything. And when he wants to make that jump from just like, does he have that patience, or is he going to get caught up in, I got 6th in Texas, Vince was just a couple minutes ahead of me, few minutes ahead, like now I want to go race with him? But is that because at Ironman, like that's the biggest thing is like you look at Benito Lopez, the dude is a class Ironman athlete, but made one pacing mistake and then you end up not finishing the marathon. So I have no idea with Brock. He seems like he's done a really good job so far, but yeah, that's the question, I think.
I think Brock's got to go in tier 3. Like, we also need to understand that Kieran Landers, William Hirsch, Benito Lopez, these are guys who have podiumed Ironmans or won Ironmans or been top 10 in Kona. I mean, Brock just hasn't had that evidence yet. I mean, if he gets on a podium here, he's definitely going to be a firm tier 2 guy, but we need that data point. I think we need to talk about Riddle here. I mean, every race for him, I mean, he just builds up his own pressure cooker as high as you can possibly turn the freaking dial. Like, the thing is, he's got the juice to be able to be exceptional. You know what I mean? He could be 4th again, similar to his last race in Elsinore. I feel a problem coming because it always feels like there's a problem coming, but he's got the talent. I mean, I think he's in between tier 2 and tier 3.
The two things one, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know what races he's done in the heat. Like when he's on, he's on. The only question I have is he raced and got his 70.3 world slot just a few days ago. Like, it's only a week between that and then coming in to this race. And my constant argument is, how much percentage points does that take away from you fully filling up your tank before the race? And this is a European Championship field, pretty much. Like, it's world class. So we have a lot of Kona qualifiers already. So if his job is just to get the slot, that might change how he races. But he's also the dude who in Marbella just decided to hold 400 watts for as long as he could, basically to just try and crush the bike there. Like,
that's a championship race when he's taking a championship risk. Like, you're right. Is he just going to come in here and look for that slot watch, bag it, and go home?
I think this is going to be pretty sad. I think we have to tier 4 him. Unless he completes.
4. No, certainly not.
How are we going to put him next to Brock Hull when
3rd? I think you can. I mean, he was just 4th. I mean, if we're talking about talent here, I mean, Jamie Riddle's one of the most talented guys. I think it's a matter of whether or not he decides and races smart. I mean, the thing is, he's also so young. Like, he just needs more Ironman experience. I don't actually foresee Jamie Riddle trying to punch a ticket to Kona here and just write this race home. He's just a racer. You know what I mean? He's like Ben. Like, Ben just goes out there. He's a freaking racer. And it's just a matter of whether or not it sticks. And I think he has been in pretty good form. I haven't seen any poor.
If we're going to give that tier 2 got people who have ranked top 10 at the world champs in Ironman, like Jamie Riddle has been top 10 in world championship before in Nice. So
100%.
He might be a relatively new Ironman athlete, but we can't just count him out because he's had a few bad races. Like, I don't think he's lost his mojo. He had some bad luck in a 70.3. The South Africa one, bad day, overcooked himself, over pressure, whatever it was. Like, that's one Ironman. Like, he could be carrying momentum. He might be a momentum guy too, where you have a good race that back weekend. So I don't know. I think tier 3 is pretty fair. Some people might think it's disrespectful because of some of the stuff he has done, but just right now, I think he's on the up and up, and he could be a tier 2, tier 1 athlete, just depending on where is that momentum shift.
I think he finally put together a decent race, or a really good race in Elsinore. So I think momentum is definitely on his side. And I feel like he is a guy that rolls with the ball well. Like, if it's going well, he's going to snowball that into a good race.
Still not an Ironman. All right, let
me
throw
Tier 3
out...
bubble guy.
Yeah.
Tier 3 bubble guy. What about Skipper? I mean, this is a guy who in the past, if we had flashed back 2-3 years, we'd be talking about a tier 1 bubble guy here for Skipper. Podium at a world a top 10 at a world championship lock guy, Ironman winner almost every single year. He 2 years ago would definitely be on the level of Kieran Landers, Benito Lopez. I think because he's had a bit of a struggle, that knocks him down a bit. But I do not see Skipper as a tier 4 guy here. I mean, I see him as a tier 3 guy. He just was second at Austria.
Here's the thing, though. He's
in
how
Austria.
hot was Austria?
He dropped. He pulled out of Austria.
Wasn't he second at an Ironman?
He was second in South Africa.
South Africa. Sorry,
I got
confused.
I don't think he's a hot racer though. I think if you look historically,
he's been top 5 in Kona.
No, that's true.
I want to know. I want to know what
Ben
happened
top
in
5 in
Austria though for him to drop out, and then also I think
he
Joe
smashed himself on the bike to catch the lead.
Well, that's what I was going to bring up. Like, who do we have swimming here? Like, we got like Kyle Smith, Jamie Riddle. We have Jonas Schomburg, and then those guys aren't going to slow down on the bike. Like Casper Storn is like, and then you have Magnus Ditlev here. So unless Joe Skipper swims with like Magnus or something and is able to ride that train,
no way.
I think and what's his like, and I mean, I've been on the other side of Joe Skipper running a good marathon, but what's his marathon usually for something like that? Like, is he a 240 guy? Is he 235?
I mean, the dude's run 235 before. I would say he's consistent 240 to 245. And if he's running any slower than 245, he just pulls out. So the thing with Joe is he is not afraid to DNF a race. So he doesn't care. He'll go to Austria and sit at the cafe after the race and not give a crap about it. You know what I mean? But he just throws in tickets. He's kind of like Hansen, except for Hansen finishes them all. Joe's like, I'm going to go with as many races as I possibly can. Some of them are going to be a 5th. A lot of them are going to be a DNF. Maybe I'll win one every once in a while.
I will say this, though, on a personal note, Skipper lost his election. And he's also, I saw him crash out in the comment section a few times. Yeah. So he might be in a difficult spot, and that might have contributed to the DNF. So I will tier 3 him out of respect, but I think we're going to have to vote on this. So I'm tier 3.
Tier 3.
Dude, let's not vote because it's not on his side right now.
I'm a tier 3, so we're
okay, well, I'm just going back to how we've done some of this. You were almost going to put Jamie Riddle in tier 4, and if we look at results, I mean, I know head-to-head in South Africa, but you can't compare a bad day versus a good day. Where has he been at world championship level? This might not be world championship, but look at that tier 1 and even tier 2. Like, how many of those guys have placed top 10 at a world championship? In that,
we tier 3 a guy that was top 10 at world championships.
Okay, so talk about top 10 at world championship. Here's a name, Greg Barnaby, the series
I was
winner a couple years ago.
I think he's a tier 2 guy. If you're going to go with that pedigree in tier 2, if that's our theme for that, then he has to be. He's 6th in Kona. Third in Frankfurt in 2024 and hasn't raced a full since.
Barnaby really has struggled 2025 and 2026 with injuries, so that's really tough to come back and really pop on. I mean, if we're talking about previous success, he's in the same conversation as Joe. Like, Joe's had phenomenal races 22 through 24, but hasn't delivered recent form. Barnaby similarly, like, won the Pro Series in 24, had Ironman victories and podiums. I mean, he also won, I believe, Ironman Western Australia late 24 as well. That's what maybe, or one of the 70.3s.
It was a 70.3, but
won a 70.3 late to help him win the Pro Series. So, I mean, he's on that, but then I know he had really tough injury. Also, I think he got pulled in different directions, but he had a T100 contract last year. So he was doing a lot of T100, racing in the Pro Series.
Only T100 last year.
Yeah, so it's struggling to find the balance. I mean, he's back. He's somebody who could pop on, and this could be like, all right, I'm actually one of the real guys out there. But it could also be like, dang, I'm actually not informed because I've just been injured. So
I think he had a big program change too from 2024 to 2025, like training group wise and who he's like partnered with and all that. So
you gotta have a name for taking a T100 year. It's like, the gap year in high school and college, or it's like, the red shirt. You take a red shirt T100
year.
I think we call that taking the bag.
Yeah, it's like taking a year off to go and work.
Year.
Yeah,
that's actually
call
really
it pocket
funny.
Year. Stuff your pockets as heavy as you can fill them.
Okay, here we go. I got another guy, the third Norwegian, the rotating chair of the Norwegian, John Severus Brevold. Guy has got some.
Brevold's a hitter, dude. He was just coming off that second in Austria, which honestly I'm a little skeptical about because that was last week. So I feel like that's a bit tough to go Ironman.
It was
2 weeks and then another.
He's got 2 weeks. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm going to come in with my classic. Can you back up? And like 2 weeks post Ironman,
2 weeks.
The soreness is gone.
2 weeks is nost. Your general fatigue from 2 weeks. Like, I've done okay at a 70.3 2 weeks after an Ironman, but I mean, you also just have like so much crap in your
muscles, tendons, fascia.
Yeah.
Like your ability to recover from an Ironman doesn't. Yeah, I mean the deep fatigue is still there after 2
That's
weeks.
true.
So I mean that's gonna be tough.
To go into another one,
oof,
it's just
Austria and Lanza. Guy likes a tough course. What do you say?
Well, he did Lanzarote as well.
yeah,
he
he's
came
sixth in Lanza.
sixth.
Like that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's 3
Yeah, that's a
Ironmans
tough
in the span of
schedule.
a month and a half.
Yeah,
Don't
Gotta
6
respect
weeks.
it. Gotta respect it.
That's every 2 weeks he's racing an Ironman. That is
Yeah,
that
you're
is
right.
some
That's-
Cam
it's-
Worth,
yeah.
Joe Skipper, Matt Hansen stuff right there.
Can we talk
Okay,
about Kyle
so
Smith? I want to
let's
talk about
talk-
Kyle Smith because
Yeah.
it's like,
Talk about a T100 year.
yeah, Kyle Smith, I think, has the ability to put together a great Ironman. I feel like he's really searching and working, and he keeps showing up. It's like he goes to an Ironman, it goes below expectation. He goes back to the drawing board. He tries to reinvent, goes to the next one, same thing happens. So one of these times it's bound to click. What do we think?
I got a question. Well, he
I
was
was like
just
playing
in-
roulette and be like, it has to be black next. It has to be.
Yeah,
black.
I mean,
It's been
keep
read
changing
so
his
many
approach.
times.
I don't
It
think he's
has to
going
be
back
black.
saying like, I guess I'll repeat the training I just did that failed.
Well, Blake,
I think he's going back and working on it.
Yeah, you just described every pro athlete we're all like actually clinically
you're
insane
right.
because we just keep going. The next one we're really going to do it. If I
It's
just
been
work
read
harder,
so many
it's
times.
just
It
gonna
has to be
click.
black. Yeah.
I just want to know, the dudes just had like it's a tough year. Like it's a hard sport, and sometimes like the body is just not responding how you want. That New Zealand performance was really, really good up until it just like wasn't about that. What, 2/3 of the way through, 3/4 of the way through the marathon?
Yeah,
like he
like
looked
Miles
like
Yeah,
he
but
had.
you could build
he
a
was-
Hall of Fame with guys that are great through 30 Ks of an Ironman
I know.
marathon.
Well, I'm just
What's
saying,
up?
like
What's up?
he had a, but I'm just saying he has it, like what Justin was saying, like he looks like the pieces are there, but again, he just raced in Elsinore or
He just
Elsinore,
pulled
whatever
out.
it's called,
He pulled out like
and just
15
pulled out
Ks
like
in a run.
5K in.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that's, and
The
I don't know,
DNF,
is he,
the DNFing is also a tough one because it's like once you get
But
into
I wanna
the habit
know-
of DNFing, it's so easy to DNF again.
but it's the question of
especially
he
for
knew
a hot
he was on.
Ironman.
He knew he was on this start list, so did he pull because he knew, okay, my 70.3 world slot is
No.
kind of out the
Nah,
back
Yeah,
here.
but
nah.
if he
when
was
you're,
doing-
when you're
checked-
DNF, you're down bad.
I just
Yeah,
checked
if he
his
was doing
Instagram
well,
to
he
see
would
if,
have kept going.
yeah, I checked his Instagram to see if he had that excuse specifically, and there was no excuse. So you would think he would compensate for ego and say like, "Oh, I want to save it for next week." He didn't mention it, so I don't
To
know.
be fair, he's pretty like, I don't think he'd be that person to be like, oh, was having
Nah,
something
he's
wrong.
that New Zealand.
Excuses.
Every single New
That's
Zealand pro triathlete was pretty much a bricklayer before they were a pro triathlete. So they're just blue collar. They're just blue collar guys who just don't make.
He's not going to get
excuses.
emotional.
No, he's
All
going to be
right,
like, I was a POS, and that's that, and I'm going
Do
to
we
be better
see-
next time.
Do we see him in the skipper category, or do we see him?
I
in
think
tier
so.
three?
I don't
think,
see him in-
Yeah.
But
I
Yeah,
don't think
but
he's
the
in tier
difference-
3. I
yeah.
definitely don't think he's in tier
brick-
5.
the difference is,
Bricklayers assist.
okay. This is
Joe
my,
definitely has laid brick before.
yeah.
This is my defense and my bias towards swimmers. Kyle is going to be in it from the beginning. And if they have, so this race also last year was famous for the Christian Hogenhag breakaway, just motoring away from everybody. And there was an argument that the motos, significantly or helped in some aspect. He was just riding super well as well. But if this is a race like German media, they love to get up in your face. If there's that front group and you have some players, where are some of these German guys as well, where the motorcade is going along? Now, that's just speculation. I have no idea what the moto situation is. It's a crapshoot every single race. But what I'm saying is the front of the race has been moving very fast in a lot of these European races or other races, kind of opposite sometimes of the US, where a lot of the best bike runners are in that backpack and bring the race together. Sometimes these races tend to stay split up at the front of the race when you have the tier 1 that we have up here.
Talk about people that are going to be impacting the bike. Finn Grossefrace, or however you want to pronounce his name. The guy's a weapon on the bike. What do we got for him? DNF.
He's a
St.
weapon on the run,
Pauline.
too.
Rocky's season so
He
Rock,
was electric last year, though.
yeah.
He
What
said
is Roth's
he had
result, right?
he has a top 10 fastest Ironman time.
That's what I-
Copenhagen
with
last
that win,
year.
right?
Yeah,
Copenhagen, yeah.
yeah, that was his 2:32 run at
Was
Copenhagen.
this the guy who
which-
in Dallas said that, like, he flew into Dallas the 2 days before and was like, I'm going to win the race and then dip back home? Was this
Yeah.
the same guy? Like came into Dallas crazy
what?
confident. Yeah. I think it was him who came in like wildly confident, was like, yeah, I'm just going to come in and I'm gonna beat Lionel Sanders.
PTO,
There were a lot of other
again?
Germans there, to be fair, so it might not have been him.
Okay. Yeah,
And then
Dallas,
he DNF'd
the
Dallas
Little
this year. Yeah, Little
Yeah,
Elm. And he just came in like, yeah, I'm just going to absolutely wipe everyone easily. And then I'll fly back home tomorrow to Germany or whatever. And he just came and DNF'd quick.
His
I don't know,
foals
like,
last year, though,
confidence.
He destroyed Ironman Austria 6th in Roth, won Copenhagen with that top 10 fastest split ever, and then 16th in Worlds last year. Like,
Look, I think he's kind of in that question 3 category right there. Which Finn are we going to get today? What do you guys think?
I think more often than not, if he does a full, he's there to race.
Yeah, I'd put him
At
in
least
tier
from
3.
last
I
year's
think he
sake.
deserves to be up there.
What's he? Let's the final deciding aspect. Big races like European. I mean, Roth is depending on the year too, but that's a fairly deep. Like that's a comparable.
Last year's a good field.
Yeah, last year's a good field. Like Vincent Louis was what 5th or 7th or something like that in Roth last
4th,
year.
I thought.
4th, something like
wait,
that. Yeah. So
Do we tier 2 him?
it's a home race. German in Germany. I don't know.
The thing is,
2 is
Casper. What's a head-to-head
Vincent
with
was 4.
Casper Stepniak and that guy? That might.
tough. And Grossa Friese?
I'll
Well, unless we don't think Casper's a tier 2 guy. Do you think Casper's a tier 2 guy? What did he do in
Stepniak.
Texas? Yeah, Stepniak, because he broke the Polish record there.
13th this year.
Yeah, but 6th at Cozumel, 6th at Ironman Texas last year, 10th last year
I
at
love
Frankfurt.
Stepniak, but I don't think he's
No, he's
I
a tier
don't-
3.
He's not on that level, I don't think,
No,
yet.
he-
Yet. I think he
Stepniak
could
is
be.
very solid. Like he's just always there.
He's a consistency king, yeah.
All right. Who else do we see here? We got some familiar names. We got Max Spurl,
Oh, guys,
Strootman.
That's
Hold on.
those two, Strauman, Spurl.
I'm slow on the draw here. You guys move on. I can't type this fast. We don't have a stats guy in the background, but a head-to-head with Finn Grossa and Casper Stepniak. Stepniak has won 6-0. He's
Are those all
winning
70.3s?
These are. Let me see if they're 70.3s. Let me see if I can see. Ironman, I mean, the only thing that Finn has better than him is a 47-minute, let me see, Ironman World Championship Nice. He got him Texas last year, I believe, and then Kona, Stepniak got him. Stepniak is also a sleeper that people forget because he was, in Kona 14th, Ironman Texas last year 10th, Ironman World Championship Nice 15th, Ironman Frankfurt in 2024 7th
guy. Yeah.
Like he's just always seemingly around. Like I remember he's just always coming off the bike with me and he's having a solid run.
We can't be putting Brock Hole below Stepniak though, based off Texas, I think. But again,
But based off consistency,
yeah, that's true though.
Brock's only done 2 fulls.
Do we keep him there or do we move him up? Do we keep Finn up or do we move him down?
I think now I think Finn
Well, it's
should be
also
below
the head-to-heads,
Stepniak.
and that's also where like maybe Finn was having off days. The head-to-heads only show the races that they show up in together, obviously. So Finn might.
But like
have
if you look at the races
better.
Finn wins are like Austria's and Copenhagen's. Like they're the
that's fair.
lower
they're
key
regional.
non-pro series. Yeah. It's like going to
Alright.
win in Florida, you know.
All right. Who else we got? Anyone want to throw out a name?
I think the other 2 Germans towards the bottom are notes, Strootman and Spurl.
We got Strootman, Schuster, and Spurl, the 3 Germans.
I mean,
I think Strootman podium 3rd at Roth. He beat Vincent Louis.
What did
Yeah,
he do at
Strootman is
Texas? though?
strong.
Didn't he have a tough day at Texas? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
16th. If that's a tough day, then
Yeah, but he was in it. He got off the bike in a good position.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he probably just.
Strootman's always there.
This is the thing. Tier 3 is going to get real crowded here.
Shout out Henrik Gosch. Might have to throw him into a tier 3.
That's what I mean. This tier
He's a
3 is gonna get
consistent top fiver.
crazy.
I know this is a
He
big
is.
race, but this is a big day. But I mean, the dude consistently last year he races mostly in Asia Pacific, right, with those Australia races. But I feel
Wasn't
like
he
he's
like
always
a-
like 3rd through 5th in the heat.
He is. He's just a freaking blue collar workhorse. He should be a bricklayer, but
he's a bricklayer.
That's what I mean. He's so hot and cold.
he was 11th in
Or-
Geelong this year. His
Yeah,
races.
but
so
that's
he
a
DNF
poor performance. for
DNF.
him.
This is he's going for his Kona slot because he DNF New Zealand, 11th in Geelong, 17th in T100 Singapore, and 4th in Western Sydney.
He was 6th
On
in
the up.
Placid last year.
He was
17th
always
in
really
Worlds.
yeah.
Nathan
He's just kind of always around. Yeah.
Oh,
Gobert.
another so solid guy. 11th in Nice.
I know,
at
this is what I
Worlds.
mean. There's so
Second
many of
in
these
Leeds.
guys.
It's like all
who-
these guys are just, you can trade them all day long and you end up with the same thing.
Who can we, from tier 3, is there anybody we can move up or down that we're confident about? Because I want to throw Nathan in tier 3. And then it's like, how do
I
you
do
not
not-
throw?
I got to race.
The only
these
guy
guys
who
at
I would
some
move
point during the
down
year.
would
Can I not
be
offensively?
Brock, with the lack of evidence that we have. All these other guys have long
Yeah.
pedigree results sheets. That's
Brock's
the only
just
dude I feel
recent. I
comfortable
mean,
moving down.
The argument
Yeah.
for Brock, though, is he's just recent. 6th in Texas. Like,
He gets
well,
one more
Rudy-
evidence piece, then I think he's a
Yeah.
firm 3 guy. But I think
where
all
would
we
you
have
guys
now to
I'm
back
just
on.
We love Rudy. Where would you guys put Rudy on here if Rudy Von Berg was coming in here, because Brock was right behind Rudy and he
Tier
beat
one-
Jonas
dude,
Schomburg
But it was
in
one
Texas.
race. Metz is
Come
right.
on,
it
we're
was one
talking about
thing.
a
It was
podium
one
in
race.
Kona guy, a guy who's won Ironman Texas, a guy who's won Ironman Florida.
Fair enough. Fair. I'm
Rudy's
just playing.
on
I'm just
the
playing
level
devil's advocate. I'm just trying to make the
Rudy's
guys
on the
who I
same
want to be
level as
racing around
Magnus.
happy.
Yeah, and Rudy just gets faster, so he's faster. From
Yeah,
Texas throughout
I
the
would.
year.
I'd be putting Rudy in tier 1. He wouldn't even be in tier 2. Maybe there'd be an argument around tier 2, but Rudy would not be a tier 3 guy in this race.
No.
Okay,
Um,
Paul
Yeah,
Schuster.
that's
bunch,
my point.
bunch of top 10s. Is this he's debuting this year, Blake? Is this his first race of the year?
First, Ironman?
Yeah.
Oh,
Paul, no,
I'm not. I don't have it if he's debuting. Sorry.
well, he had a bunch of top 10s last year. This is another sneaky guy that's pretty fucking consistent.
He's definitely right.
He's been around the block, dude. He's been a pro since 2014. It's longer than Ben, I
He's
think.
20th in Texas. Schuster was, and 7th in Kraichgau, or his 2 races this year.
Schuster he's got a strong run. He's usually trying to work his way back up, and I feel like his run, well, from his posting, has been solid. He just hasn't been as in the mix on the bike and the swim as much.
All right, Max
just from-
Spurl
yeah.
debut in the Ironman. He gets tossed down at the bottom unless somebody has an objection to that.
I mean, he was.
I feel like
4th
Andreas
in
Albisberg,
Iron-Provence.
he's going to be an interesting one. I do feel like he has to be a tier 5-er because I don't know if he's delivered a huge result yet. But I mean, he had a good race in Little Elm, right? Wasn't he on the podium with you, Ben?
Yes, he was.
Solid race in
had a
Little
great
Elm.
race in Gauss.
Right. So, I mean, and he's a guy who, without a swim, I mean, that's a monster performance for him for a 70.3 because his swim is like elite world class. So, I mean, we have a totally different event coming our way with this heat and with a different type of race dynamic. But who knows? I mean, I think he could be in play for a top 5.
You think he should be tier 4 or tier 5? Bottom
No,
tier?
I think he's
or
a tier 5.
Yeah,
I think
I
he's a
just-
tier 5.
Okay.
It's like these guys are all good, but he was 28th in Texas. Like I'd like, and 37th in Nice. Like I'd like to see a bit more out of him to bump him up. It's just so crowded at the top. Like it's just a statement to the field. It's
I know,
no
and then
disrespect to them.
And then we got Matthias, the Danish. Did he race last week? No, he didn't. I thought maybe
He was on the list for Elsnor. We ranked him, but
That's what I
yeah,
thought.
he didn't start.
All eyes on
Yeah,
Ironman,
He
maybe.
made a smart play. Smart
Yeah.
play.
24th in
Bunch of top-
Texas.
bunch of top 10s last
I mean,
year.
but
but
I think both these guys, unfortunately, are top
He-
5-ers. We just need a little bit more
Yeah.
evidence on. Or
He just
fifth
DNF'd
tier.
Austria as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
drop lies go down.
lies go down. Okay. All right.
I mean,
Not
it's just
loving it.
so crowded. Like,
Michelle Stockman. This is a guy who we threw
oh, that
in last
Belgian
minute.
cyclist. Yeah,
5th. So yeah, what's his background?
he was a Belgian like pro Conti cyclist.
That's
He's
why.
got a
I mean, those
sweet
can be
headshot.
dangerous. I mean, if you guys want to
Yeah.
blast from the past here, you had 2019. Brian McChrystal was a professional bike racer for Ireland, and there was no swim at Cork that year, but he absolutely decimated Alistair Brownlee on the bike and ended
Well,
up
you
coming
have-
second
I
with, I
mean-
think, a 3:20 marathon. That's how good he rode. This isn't that
This
hard
is
as hard
he
of a
actually
bike
this
course, but
guy.
still.
I mean, I'm for a cyclist. I'm honestly, like a little bit of eyebrow raising. He did Ironman Lanzarote, and he rode a 4:39. I think Sam Laidlaw was
That's
like
solid.
closer
Very
to
solid.
4:30.
Wow.
And he blew the
Lanza.
doors off that course like he was leading everybody. And then he ran a 2:46 off of
that's
that
quality.
bike,
That's
which
good in
is better
Lanza.
than most of the cyclists. I mean, barring like Cam Wurf, like most of the cyclists who come into the sport, like don't necessarily, they're missing something. He swam 51 minutes. So just to
Take
see if
that.
I can see what
It's
the
not bad.
actual results were.
He
over here.
loves Lanza. Like he was 6th there last year and then 5th this year.
Yeah, that's not bad at all for ex-pro cyclist swimming 51.
Yeah,
He
I mean,
must
he
have
was,
swam as a kid or something.
He was
like,
about 12 minutes off the podium or so there.
That's not bad.
No, not off the podium, but then, I mean, that podium was 12 minutes back of that third place was 12 minutes back of Sam
but-
Laidlow.
Okay.
All right.
Laidlow
Well,
rode 12 minutes faster than him and ran about the same.
You gotta
does
remove that
anybody
outlier.
have anything else? That's 24 men. I mean, we really had to stretch our knowledge here towards the end of that with some of these guys. We're not too familiar with their body of work, if you will. Anybody else?
Can we get an American shout out, a special mention? Elliot
Who's,
Bach or Robbie Deckard, either of them racing?
Yeah.
I think Robbie
Oh,
is.
oh.
I don't think Elliot's there over in Austria. Lisa Perter, his girlfriend, is there, but he did Austria and he also did
Lanza.
something before that.
Lanza.
It was
He
Lanza.
did well
so
in
it was
Austria.
Lanza.
He might
He was
reset
13th in
after
Austria.
Austria.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So we'll see whether or not he
Freaky
does it. But
Fast Robbie's there too.
I'm pretty sure Freaky Fast is gearing up to go Freaky Fast. He's going to have that high blood plasma coming from Tucson. He's been grinding in the Tucson deserts. I mean, we'll see
him out on the
with-
path with his boat aero bars.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, the thing with Robbie is Robbie does actually have the ability to pop off a really good marathon. I think he's just going to lose a lot of time on the swim to start, and then it's just a matter of if he could make himself freaky fast with that 3D printer or not, because he's not going to do more than like 200 watts. So we'll see. That's not a joke. I think he's like 140 pounds.
I'm picturing Robbie's house is just 3D printed everything now.
His house
Yeah,
is
it's
just
just
a
like his
Freaky
cup, his
Fast
coffee
house.
cup.
Yeah.
His laptop's 3D printed.
3D like a goggle case for his goggles.
He's got a pencil. It's just 3D printed.
It does look like I just checked the list. Blake, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's the only American on the list, right? I don't see
Elliot and Robbie.
Elliot
Yeah.
and Robbie.
Elliot's
those
on there?
guys I
Okay.
saw. So shout out Elliot and Robbie.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
again, he's like that other guy we talked about. Like he's raced Lanza, Austria, and then is he actually going to show up for this?
Yeah.
TBD.
And shout out Texas Grassland Beef, our sponsor. So there we have it, guys. King Stay Kings. People forget that you got Benito, Kieran Lindars, and Wilhelm. And then you got Riddle Me This, Bricklayers, and the Dangerous Core 4 at the bottom. But before we sign off real quick, let's throw it to our sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by Texas Grassland Beef, a family-owned and operated ranch delivering high-quality, 100% grass-fed and grass-finished beef straight to your door. Their cattle are raised the right way. No hormones, no antibiotics, and a focus on real nutrition to support both performance and everyday health. Whether you're training for your next race or simply want better food for your family, they ship premium bulk beef nationwide. It's convenient, clean, and sourced directly from the ranch. Head to txgrasslandbeef.com. That's txgrasslandbeef.com to learn more and upgrade the way you fuel.
All right, and that's our preview for IRONMAN Frankfurt. Before we say bye, we're going to give you guys a quick update on our fantasy league. Thanks to Ben Canute, Justin Metzler, and Blake Pfeiffer for joining the panel. Shout out to the interns behind the scene, John and Tom. And if you enjoyed the show, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow along all season as we cover the 2026 IRONMAN Pro Series. I'm Connor Bollinger, and we'll see you on race day.